Most drivers will experience a traffic stop. A traffic stop occurs when a law enforcement officer signals a driver to pull over. Officers may stop drivers for many reasons, including speeding, equipment violations, suspected impaired driving, or other traffic-related concerns. Traffic stops are routine law enforcement procedures designed to help maintain safety on the roadway. Understanding what to do during a traffic stop helps ensure that the situation remains calm, safe, and respectful for both the driver and the officer. In this lesson, we will discuss why traffic stops occur, how drivers should respond when signaled by law enforcement, and the important responsibilities drivers have during a traffic stop. Recognizing a traffic stop. A traffic stop usually begins when a law enforcement officer activates emergency lights behind a vehicle. In some cases, the officer may also use a siren or loudspeaker to signal the driver to pull over. When drivers see flashing emergency lights behind them, they should safely acknowledge the signal and prepare to pull over. Drivers should reduce speed and look for a safe location to stop. This may include the shoulder of the road, a parking lot, or another safe area away from traffic. Drivers should avoid sudden braking or unsafe maneuvers while pulling over. Using the vehicle's turn signal to indicate that you are pulling over helps communicate your intentions to the officer, where and how to stop safely. Once signaled to stop, drivers should choose a safe and visible location. The goal is to stop in an area that protects both the driver and the officer from passing traffic. If possible, pull over to the right side of the roadway. After stopping, drivers should place the vehicle in park and may turn off the engine. At night, turning on the interior light can help the officer see inside the vehicle. Drivers should remain seated in the vehicle unless instructed otherwise by the officer. Keeping both hands visible on the steering wheel helps the officer feel more secure during the interaction. Remaining calm and cooperative. Traffic stops can sometimes feel stressful, but it is important for drivers to remain calm and cooperative. Law enforcement officers are trained to approach traffic stops carefully because they do not know what situation they may encounter. Drivers should avoid sudden movements or reaching for items without informing the officer first. When the officer approaches the vehicle, they may request certain documents such as driver's license, vehicle registration, proof of insurance. Drivers should inform the officer before reaching for these items. For example, you might say, "My registration is in the glove compartment," before reaching for it. Clear communication helps avoid misunderstandings and keeps the interaction safe. Understanding the purpose of the stop. During a traffic stop, the officer will typically explain the reason for the stop. This could involve a traffic violation, a safety concern, or a routine check. Drivers should listen carefully and respond respectfully. If the officer issues a warning or citation, drivers should follow the instructions provided. Receiving a citation does not necessarily mean that guilt has been determined. Drivers may have the opportunity to address the citation through the appropriate legal process if they believe the violation was issued in error. Arguing or becoming confrontational during the stop can escalate the situation and should be avoided. Maintaining respectful communication helps ensure that the interaction ends safely and efficiently. Passenger responsibilities. Passengers also have responsibilities during a traffic stop. Passengers should remain calm and avoid sudden movements. Unless instructed otherwise by the officer, passengers should remain seated inside the vehicle. Passengers should also avoid interrupting or interfering with communication between the driver and the officer. Maintaining a calm environment inside the vehicle helps reduce tension during the stop. Safety for everyone involved. Traffic stops involve both the driver and the law enforcement officer standing near moving traffic. For this reason, safety is extremely important. Drivers should follow the officer's instructions carefully and remain attentive throughout the stop. Once the officer has completed the interaction and indicates that the driver may leave, drivers should check traffic before re-entering the roadway. Using turn signals and merging safely back into traffic helps prevent additional hazards. Conclusion. Traffic stops are a routine part of roadway safety enforcement. Understanding how to respond properly helps protect both drivers and law enforcement officers. Remember these key steps during a traffic stop. Safely pull over when emergency lights appear behind you. Choose a safe location and remain in your vehicle. Keep your hands visible and remain calm. Provide requested documents and communicate respectfully. Following these steps helps ensure that traffic stops are handled safely and professionally. Responsible driving includes not only following traffic laws, but also responding appropriately when law enforcement is involved.